Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Voice of Leadership. Today, we have the privilege of chatting with a true trailblazer in the field of education, the dynamic and visionary Charu Srivastava. With a background spanning schools, corporate ventures, and government organizations committed to progressive education, she brings a unique blend of insights to the table. Her contributions extend beyond the national borders. She is an author for English curriculum with Good Luck Publishers, aligning with the Common Core standards of the USA. Her accolades include titles such as Head CAT Curriculum and Training by the S. John Group, Youngest Best Principal Award, Star Woman Award for Academic Skills, Leadership Excellence Award, and the prestigious Shiksha Gaurav Samman. In addition to her numerous accomplishments, she is a regular speaker at Fairgaze and an active member of Sahodya Schools Delhi chapter. So, without wasting time, let's get started. And I'm super excited to interview Mrs. Charu Srivastava. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Amita ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm truly privileged.
My honor. Okay, so my first question for you is what does your morning routine look like?
Well, I am a night person. I'm a night owl right from the very beginning. So during my school and college days, I have always been using burning my light night lamp to study and to pass my exams and complete all the projects. So in the morning is generally I wake up at the time when it is the time to wake up. And I wake up, and after doing my morning chores, the first thing I have to take is my medication for which is prescribed to me. I generally spend some time in the balcony, look at the sky. These days I try to look through the fog. I look at what animals are doing. The dogs are out, the chirrups, the leaves, the people who are out. So I like to observe them for some time, and then I come back, and then it's time to get ready and go back to my school.
Wow, you get so much of time doing all this stuff in the morning.
Yes, I am quite
Okay.
quick. Once I'm up, I'm very quick.
Oh, great. I should take classes from you because I'm not that quick.
Yes, I
Okay.
remember when I used to teach my senior secondary students way back. I mean, I think 12 to 13 years ago. I remember they used to ask me that, "Ma'am, you must be getting up at 5 o'clock." I said, "Why?" Said, "You put on all this eye makeup and everything. This must be taking loads and loads of hours." I said, "No, it just takes 5 minutes." So
Oh.
being quick has been with me since I was a child.
Even applying an eyeliner to my eyes, that takes me, around 15 minutes. So I hardly apply these days. So I should, take classes from you how you can be super quick. I mean, super flight.
Certainly, we can learn from each other. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, my next question for you is if you could describe your leadership style in three words, what would they be?
Calm, caring, and compassionate. These are the three
Okay.
words I would use. I'm very
Okay.
calm. I don't show aggression. I don't get bugged up. People who are always in a haphazard manner and they're always panicky, they cannot work with me. I cannot work with them, rather. I am very, very compassionate. I try to look at the other person because in my life, I mean, in my teaching career, I've had some principals, I will not name them, who've been really, really bad to me and inhuman. So I decided that when I get to use the green pen, I will be a compassionate principal. I'll be walking in line with my teachers and other staff members. So I'm very compassionate, and I think when I listen to everybody, it showcases I'll be very modest that I do care about everybody in the school and everybody who works with me. I do care about how they feel, what they do. I mean, even if a support staff is moving with a long face, I get to know, and I kind of extend a warm hand to her also, and to him also. So I feel these are the three things that are important according to me, and these are the three things I carry, and I try to enhance these.
Super. I mean, yes, at this point of time when you are at a leadership profile, so you need to be very compassionate to others. I think that's really, important thing, and which I think most of the people miss that out. So I think this is really superb. I mean, I'm impressed. Okay. Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Well, I think if I had a superpower, I would love to forget few things because I have a very sharp memory, and I'm only human. So sometimes you can, and I'm sure if I have the superpower to influence others, so I wish I could erase some of the things that I have done for others to get hurt. And some of the memories that I carry, which are not very pleasant, I wish I could do that because life is very pleasant when you drop the baggage. I've tried to experience that. I'm working on it, but there are a few things that stay with you. So if you could do that, I'll be very happy.
That's amazing because most of the time, like people think, like, I should remember this, I should be able to, recall my past and everything, but you want to erase them all. That's superb. I mean, this is something unique, and especially
I
from a
would love
woman.
to raise some of the memories.
And especially from a woman, if I'm listening, so it's very surprising. That's great. Okay, can you share any funny or memorable moment from your school days?
Yes, there are a lot of funny memories. I mean, you
Okay.
want with friends or you want with studies or is it with, I mean, teachers? We have had fun. I mean, I'm a pass out from Sardar Patel Vidyalaya, which is in New
Okay.
Delhi, and
Mm-hmm.
we were the no, the most notorious bunch. And when I was in 10th, we were the Y2K batch. I passed out my 10th in 2000 and and then 12th in 2002. So I remember we were very funny and we were very menacing, all the teachers. I mean, my teachers have even cried on our on some of the things that we have done. I remember one of our group members, we challenged him that ma'am is standing next to the corridor, you have to go drop her books off the corridor so that they fall down, and then that was a dare we gave them, and he actually did it. And then we all had to apologize to our business studies teacher. I'm sure she has never forgiven us for that. So these are few things, and then we used to have names. They had names for me. We had all those things like. And one very nice thing we had done as a class was we had given names to mm, the days. Like Tuesday was the full form of Tuesday was to use the day. Friday was the
Oh,
last day, so that was the heaviest timetable we had in 11th and 12th. So we used to make an omelette near Friday because it was our Friday. So we, as a class, had a knack for names, which was very good, and it was pretty cool when when the teachers used to come. They used to tell us that we have never seen a class like yours.
wow, amazing. And especially I like Tuesday. I mean, the full form of Tuesday. That's super interesting. I've never found it anywhere.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. What's your favorite childhood memory then, apart from this?
My childhood memory is playing with my cousins.
Okay.
I mean, till date, we are so close that if even if we do not have friends and we have each other, I don't think we require anyone. Although we are now all grown ups, we have all married and moved to another place, another country. But whenever we are together, we are like a jolly bunch. So all my good
Okay.
memories are with my family. I've had a very good time when it comes to family.
Okay, that's great. And how did you meet your spouse?
I met him at work.
Okay,
So
how?
I was working with Cambridge School as the assistant director, and suddenly my secretary of the society, who was my boss, she had this impression that Charu can find anybody in the world because she had given me two, three names to find out, like you find this musician who can come to the school, find this person, find that person. So I used to end up finding people on the internet thanks to Google. So I remember she told me that you have to find a person who takes up music, and he's an excellent musician, find him. So I kind of found him, and he had a history with the school, and the history said that he has a very bad temper. So I was made to go and observe his classes to see if
Okay.
he's okay with children. And I remember going to his classroom, observing his classes while he was doing that project for the school, because he was working somewhere else, and Cambridge School was his second home. He could walk in any time and do anything. So I
Okay.
remember, and I went back to ma'am. I said, "Ma'am, he's super duper good with children. The moment he shouts is he's shouting at teachers. So why does he shout at teachers, ma'am? Because according to him, even if the children are not walking in line, it's the teacher's fault that he says they have not trained them. So he's very meticulous when it comes to being professional. So I used to tell my boss that, ma'am, it is not the children, it is the teachers who get scolded by him. So he loses his temper when people don't do their jobs meticulously. I've seen
Oh,
people crying, teachers crying in the wing side when, theater presentations and music presentations used to happen.
Oh,
So
great.
once, while observing his class, I used to interact with him, and then we became friends. Then his project was over, but then we kept meeting, and then we got married.
Superb. So, I mean, you have recalled it fantastically. Like, every incident, it's like written, like in your memory.
Yes, yes. I told you
I
I have a
hope,
very sharp memory.
I hope you should not erase this one at least.
Yes, yes. I hope so too. They have been very good memories. I'm very lucky.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Which are the best, some of the best publishers you know?
A lot, actually. Starting from full marks, Mr. Ankur Gupta has been he's very humble, very friendly, and he keeps inviting me for events, and which I don't go for. I'm very bad towards him. So I think that's one thing, one blame I'm taking online in front of everybody. Then I am good friends with people at Collins, Good Luck Publishers, Newberg, Pearson. Actually, these are the people I have worked with
Okay.
in one way or the other. I've been editing their books, I've been writing their books. Plus they have been vendors to my school in terms of giving their curriculum to my children. So Cambridge is one organization, Centa is one organization with whom I work very closely. So these, I think, are learning centers in themselves, and they are all friends.
Okay. That's great. So, I mean, what's the best compliment you have ever received?
Hmm. I remember there's this little girl in grade one in my recent school who came to me and she said, "Ma'am, you're so nice." The moment I entered, she said, "You're so nice." I think that's the latest and the best compliment I feel I've received. They have
Okay.
to say
So,
that to their teachers.
she was in first standard.
She was in standard one, yes.
My God. Okay. That's great. I mean, little
Yes.
kids, when they compliment you. So it's like, it's
Yes.
super.
And
It's
sometimes
amazing.
it's, they don't even use words. In my
Hmm.
previous school, I remember I entered the class, they were having a function, and then when they had invited me, I think it was a birthday party. So there is this nursery kid who just came, and he was like below my knees. He was that short. He just came and he hugged me, and he thought he was hugging me, but he actually was hugging my legs and my knees. So he was just there. He just clung onto me. It was beautiful.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Now, let's ask you some fire round questions.
Hmm.
What's your favorite childhood game?
Childhood game, Ghar Ghar.
Okay. Favorite teacher?
Ruchi ma'am,
Ruchi ma'am. Coffee or tea in the morning?
tea.
Tea. Favorite book?
Uh, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Chronicle of a Death Foretold.
Okay. Favorite author?
Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Okay. What's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal, I think cat.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. Everybody, I mean, my sister calls me a cat. She thinks I'm a big fat, Garfield-like cat who's lazy, who keeps lying on a pole with her tail down, doesn't want to move an inch, which is actually me. If you give me a chance in the daytime, especially, I will not move. I just like to laze around. If I don't
Okay.
have work, I will just laze around. I'll waste the entire day doing nothing. I can actually sit down, do nothing.
Okay. So if I have to connect your spirit animal with with your personality in two words, what would it be? One is lazy, another one is
One is lazy, the other one is like what? Always hungry
mm,
for good food.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So which is your favorite food?
My favorite food. Hmm. I love mutton. Mutton
Mutton.
and rice. That's my
Okay.
current favorite. My husband cooks it for me. Current favorite. Otherwise, pizza
Okay.
any day. Pizza any day.
Okay. Last web series you binge watched?
Dhuta.
What's that? I haven't heard of it.
Dhuta is a web series. It's basically originally South Indian. but
Okay.
it has been dubbed in Hindi and it's available on Amazon Prime. It's about
Okay.
your responsibility as a journalist. So Duta actually is a word for samachar, and it's about this corrupt person. It has some supernatural elements also, but where you keep getting these chits of newspaper which announce the news that you are going to encounter. It announces in advance. So this person tries to go back in time and finds out that why is this happening to him, and then he realizes that there is a spirit which is kind of influencing every journalist who has been corrupt. So it's about corruption, it's about journalism with a sense of responsibility that has to be done, and once you don't do it, you are haunted by your own ill deeds. So it's made really well, and all the actors are South Indian, but they have done a very good job. I really love South Indian films. I think they do a fantastic job.
Okay. So it's dubbed in Hindi.
Yes, it's dubbed in Hindi, very much available on Amazon Prime and getting very good reviews. So I think
Oh,
after Made in Heaven and Amazon Prime, I think Duta was my. I mean, I just
Made in
finished that.
Heaven was superb. Like I also
Yes,
watched series one and series two. It was superb. Like I really
yes,
like that series. Okay,
yes,
I'll try watching this one also. Thuta.
yes. You won't be able to, touch the remote. I'm 110% sure.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I know, but still, I would ask you: you are an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl, any day.
O- Okay, your power snack during a busy day?
Chocolate or
Chocolate.
biscuits.
Okay, okay.
Two
If you
biscuits or
were
one munch. That'll
okay,
do.
which biscuits you like? I mean, you like bakery biscuits, you like cookies, you like
No, no, I'm
normal.
a I'm a simple Parle G crackjack person. Either you
Okay,
can
you
give me a Parle G or a crackjack.
okay, Parle-G and Crack Jack. Okay, cool. If you were stranded on a deserted island, what three things would you want with you?
Things. Can I also use living beings along with this?
Yeah, three things or three living beings.
Okay, three things. One thing would be my makeup. Second would be my music system. And if I
Okay.
could include a living being, I would definitely carry my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about your husband?
No, no, I'll carry my dog. Husband will find me any which way. Husband will find me. Because
Oh my
he likes to be around, even when I'm watching something on my own in the other room and he's watching his news. He's a Bengali, so he's very much into news and cooking and all. So even if he's doing his own thing, he'll come back to me. What are you doing? What are you doing? So all that. So he'll find me. So I just
So
need to carry my dog along.
he'll just smell around and he'll find you all
Yeah,
the way
yeah, he'll find me.
to. Okay. That's so strange and funny because I thought that because you were, emphasizing that, can it be a living being? So I thought you would name your husband. But when you said
If
that,
it's not for my dog, then I'll carry my mother. She is very entertaining. And I
okay,
don't think I can function without my mother, because there have been so many incidents in my life where I have been like literally stranded on an island, stuck on a crossroads. And even though I scroll like 400 numbers in my mobile phone, there is no person apart from my mom who could help me in various situations. So she is my go to person. I cannot function without my mother. Live to alag level hai, because that takes you towards love, but I think when it comes to functionality, I cannot function without my mother.
okay, absolutely. Fine. Okay. If you could add one subject to the curriculum, what would it be?
uh, so I thought that these days financial literacy was something that has been added, and I think that's very important because children really take money in a very loose sense. They don't realize the value of it and the way they are spending, and especially with the coming of online marketing and online purchasing, you're just using your debit card or your money or your Paytm in a very loose sense. So children don't
Hmm.
realize the money. I think CBSE has added this subject as an option for the schools, and I think all the schools must take up financial literacy as one subject. So I think that is very important. Plus a lot of publishers are talking about IQ. I feel
Hmm.
there should be an emphasis on EQ as well, because if you cannot manage yourself and your relationship with yourself and others, I don't think your cognitive mind will work in a much more effective way. So EQ is one, and financial literacy is something that should be added, because
Okay,
money
that's
management and
great.
gratitude are two things people are missing out these days.
Mm-hmm. Great. What do you think, like, financial independence is important for girls when they get married, or is it something like we should, keep following the trends which have been happening till date in some of the families?
No, I think it's very important. It's an imperative. I mean, if I have a daughter, I will not let her get married unless and until she can do two things: earn a particular, I mean, minimum amount of money, which she can through which she can survive, and also take care of her family, be it her husband and children, and other extended members of the family. Second, I think she needs to know how to drive. If she doesn't have these two things in on her plate, I will not let her marry. That's something I'm very sure of. So I have experienced it personally. I've seen, women suffering so much because they are unable to earn for themselves. They are
Hmm.
dependent financially on their family members, their daddies, their brothers, their husbands, their sons. I think it's terrible, because we are all human beings, and one day or the other, somehow or the other, they will be made to realize that they are dependent upon you. So it's not a very good feeling,
Hmm.
and especially if you're educated. I think if your parents have invested in your education, it's very important that you put it to some good use. One, you will be able to earn money. Second, if you're educated, you must give it back to the society in one way or the other. I mean, imagine I am towards my, approaching my 40s. I'm 38 years old right now.
Hmm.
If I don't think of giving back to the society in one way or the other, be it education or be it any other charitable task, what am I living for? Am I even
Okay.
human? So, keeping these two things in mind, I think it's very important that women think of being financially independent in whichever little way.
Hmm. Great. Amazing. I mean, this is very precise. Like, these days, independence, it's really important, especially if I talk about girls. So it's really important. And I think you very well included, like, financial knowledge, which is missing. Like, we keep on reading about the theoretical stuff, which is there in the accountancy, business studies, economics, but what exactly we are lacking is what is happening in the real life. So I think that knowledge still needs to be included in the curriculum. And I mean,
And
I'm
one more
really.
thing, ma'am, when you go out and work,
Hmm.
I'll say it in Hindi कि दुनियादारी ना बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आ जाती है. So you become street smart in a good way. No, I mean, you
Right.
don't become clever, but you become smart. You know how
Hmm.
to get the job done. So there are
Hmm.
ways with which you interact with so many people, you exchange ideas with so many people, and then today whatever I am is because of exchange of ideas. I am a personality which is a mixture of many personalities who have influenced me. I behave in
Yeah.
a certain manner. I've learned new mannerisms only because, like, I'm a principal. I have seen so many principals who have worked as my bosses. So I'm sure something or the other I've taken from them as well. So, when you interact, you grow as a personality. That brings you confidence, that brings you clarity also. So it's very important.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Last question. Any message for our viewers?
Uh, I would say stay happy and find your happiness, because it's very important to stay content, to be happy. And, your show says voice of leadership. I mean, everybody says it's lonely at the top. And everybody says that, sitting on the leadership position is like wearing the Kantoga Taj. I wouldn't say that. I think it's very enjoyable. I think you have been given the opportunity to envision few things and to get the job done. You have a whole, plethora of resources, human resources, material resources. So I think we are at a very privileged position. I think we should exploit it as much as we can. So I think being a leader and being happy at that, I think it's something that you need to cherish.
Amazing. I mean, it's superb. Like, thank you so very much. Okay. So it's time to wrap up the session. And as a token of gratitude, ma'am, we would be soon publishing your biography, and it would be available on our bookstores. And we would also be giving it to you also. And thank you so very much for your participation in this show. And I wish you good luck. And I hope that your leadership style would inspire many to follow you, and your way of thinking, your mentality, your outlook is actually leading the way to a new path altogether. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Amrita ma'am.